Hello. Today we take a quick look at just preparing for a hunt in Africa. I typically use two different rifles when I start preparing for a hunt like that, even if I'm going to just use one rifle. The one thing that I do is I take a 22. I have a CZ 22 rifle here. And what I do is I will practice with this rifle at least anywhere between 200 and 500 rounds before I go to Africa and before I even upgrade to the actual rifle I'm going to use. Now, depending on what we're going to do, if we're going to do open sight double rifle, you'll see this rifle doesn't have a scope on it right now because I'm actually planning on taking a double to Africa and using an open sight. So this becomes my training rifle, open sights, so that you actually get into that muscle memory and you get used to shooting open sights. If I'm going to use a scope rifle, I'll just put a scope on here and use it with a scope. The easy thing with a 22 is it's very economical to shoot. It has no recoil, and if you live somewhere where you can shoot every day, it is very easy to set up a couple of metal targets at the same range that you anticipate to shoot your open-sighted rifle, and use that 22, sight it the same way, and just do 4 or 5 rounds every day when you come back from work to just get into that rhythm, get into that muscle memory. And it really, the 22 is I love it, because if you have a tendency to flinch or anything, it's going to show immediately, and you can work at it to get good at being steady and just be very simple on that trigger. Now, the one thing we don't usually talk about is just before you go on any hunt, I think it's critical to have a really good relationship with a good gunsmith. I use a gentleman out of Oklahoma by the name of J.J. Peridot. You can find him on jjperidot.com. He is an exceptional gunsmith on especially the older rifles. So I use a lot of old Mauser action rifles, I use a lot of double guns. He has great experience. He doesn't take forever to get a situation resolved. I'll show you this WJ Jeffrey in 400 Jeffrey, or as it's better known, the 450-400 3-inch. This specific rifle I bought from a gentleman in the southeast, and when this rifle arrived, it had two major issues with it, which didn't look like big things. You know, the first one was just on the left firing pin, the spring was just worn out that pushed it back into the action. So every time you pulled that left firing pin and it was functioning and it hit the primer, it would stay as far out as it would possibly go. And once you opened the rifle, it really hung onto that primer pocket, and it prevented this rifle from opening easily. Now, with a double rifle, when you're after buffalo, if you fired both shots and you need a reload and you can't open the damn thing, I think you're in trouble. So Peridot fixed that very well, and at the same time, you know, I'm getting older, so I needed a bigger bead up front. Some of these beads are tremendously small, so at the same time I found that the loads I regulated this rifle with that really shot close to each other were significantly too high. So we also needed to elevate the front sight to move the point of impact down. So sent him a couple of rounds with the rifle, fixed me the firing pin, fixed me the bead, and we're good to go. So really important to have a good gunsmith that you trust, and as I said, J.J. Peridot has been my go-to guy on both bolt action and double rifle. And I guess once you know, once you're comfortable with the 22, then it gets time to every now and then shoot your actual hunting rifle with the actual ammunition you're going to hunt with. So I do load extra of the hunting ammo, and then I don't ever shoot more than 4 rounds out of a big game caliber in one session. I think it just aggravates any tendency of flinching. I know it takes a lot of time, but it's something that's worked for me. Just a lot of sessions, small number of rounds, and away we go. Thank you very much.